Oh, there we go. She freaking crushed it, dude. Oh yeah, that's a good one right there. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode, and as you guys can see, we have a beautiful fall day out here. We're bundled up a little bit. We had a little bit of a cold front roll through last night, and we have a tiny bit of chop on the water as well, so that is going to set up perfect for what we are going to be fishing with and talking about today, and that is the crankbait, one of the best fall lures of all time. We're going to be throwing them around quite a bit today, so if you guys want to learn more about crankbait fishing and watch me catch a few on it as well, we're going to be breaking down where to throw them and also probably going through a few different kinds of crankbaits as well. So for some reason that video file got corrupted mid-clip, but right before we jump into the fishing, I just want to talk about today's video sponsor, Karl's Bait and Tackle. They are an online tackle retail shop. You guys have probably heard me talk about them before. It's where I pretty much buy all of my fishing tackle, and if you guys want to become a member of Karl's Club, you're going to get free shipping in all your orders, and you're also going to save 20 to 30% on anything that you buy in the site pretty much. So if you guys want to save money on fishing tackle, if you guys want to pay less, then shop Karl's, and all of that is going to be linked down below. But without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So the very first crankbait that we're going to start out with today is that MR6 made by Bill Lewis. It's a Mark Daniels Jr. exclusive, and this dives about 5 to 6 foot of water, so a little bit deeper than the traditional square bill dives, but pretty much everything that you guys see us throwing today is going to be a shallower diving style crankbait, because in the fall, that's what those fish are doing. They're kind of pushing the bait fish up into the shallow water, up on sandy flats, maybe with a little bit of grass clumps mixed in. And that's what we're going to kind of target today. So very first spot that we just rolled up on right here, we got a point and we have this little inside turn, and a lot of those fish are going to push those bait fish, corral them up into that shallow water, and that's what we're doing. We're looking for the first bite of the day, guys, and we should stick a few on this crankbait. So stick around, stay tuned. If you guys want to learn some more hot tips and tricks on crankbait fishing, we're going to kind of get into them as we go throughout the video. Oh, there we go, right next to the boat. That's a decent sized bass right there, boys. On that little MR6, come in this boat, baby. So that one right there, we kind of reeled it off the edge of the flat, and that's when that thing crushed it. But that is a nice solid way to start the day off right there. Not a giant by any means, but a nice solid keeper size Michigan bass, probably like a 14.5 incher on that little Bill Lewis crankbait. That is fall time crankbait fishing for you guys. They absolutely freaking crush them. All these fish are trying to chase bait fish around, get fattened up for the winter, all that good stuff, and you gotta love it. Nice solid chunk right there on that little crankbait. Get her back in the water. First fish of the day, looking for number 2. But like I said, we're kind of targeting the inside edge of this point right here, and we're going to kind of move out onto the tip right now too, because there is a nice flat right here, and there's just some kind of random grass clumps throughout it, and we pretty much just ticked it right off the edge of that grass, and that fish absolutely clobbered it. We're picking up too much weeds. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but the spot that we're fishing right now is actually a huge sand flat with a little bit of grass mixed in, and it's a little bit too shallow for that crankbait. So like I said, that one that we started out with, that MR6, that dives about 5 to 6 foot. And one of my other favorite crankbaits to throw this time of year is just a little square bill. So we have this Strike King KVD 1.5, and this one only dives about 3 to 5 foot. So since we're only in like 2 foot of water, this is going to be key. Just keep your rod tip up, and we're going to throw this around this flat, see if we can pick up a few more fish. Oh, there we go. She crushed it. She crushed it. Just a little dink, but she absolutely freaking destroyed that little square bill. That was like my 3rd or 4th cast with this thing only. Okay, hold on, buddy, hold on. Like I said, we moved up a tiny bit shallower, so we had to switch it up. A little bit shallower diving crankbait. Little like 10-inch bass. Nothing to write home about, but it is very, very hard to beat a crankbait, especially when you have a little bit of wind out here like we do today. Okay, so as you guys saw, we had some luck out there on the main lake flats, but we're moving back into this channel right here. One of my other favorite places to target in the fall is if you guys have coves, if you guys have channels. It's another place where those bait fish really like to congregate, where those bass are going to be able to push them back in there, ambush them in the back of this cut. So we're going to move back here, look for some more crankbait bass. There we go. There we go. On that MR6. Oh, that's a good one right there. It's another good bass. That MR6 seems to get really good bites on this crankbait. Like, this lake's not known for giant bass or anything, guys, and that is a really stocky one right there. MR6 has got 2 solid keeper bass, probably another like 14.5, 15 incher. And yeah, I don't know, I've been throwing this a lot. I got this thing in a mystery tackle box, like I said, and I've literally thrown this thing all over tons of different lakes in Southwest Michigan, and it always seems to get bit by some better than average fish. Another solid chunk right there. Little Bill Lewis in the face. All right, nice solid little fall chunk going back in the water there. Gonna try to get a few more back in this channel. Like I said, we're probably gonna switch up different crankbaits and stuff too. Back in this channel, we might want to downsize a little bit. Throw like one of these little KVD 1.0s or something. But for now, we just got bit on that MR6. So we're gonna throw that around a little bit more, but we might downsize, throw a little bit smaller crankbait, and try to get a few more bites as well. Well, we went all the way to the back of that channel, and there was green algae everywhere, which in the fall time and in the springtime when the lake flips over, that happens a lot. And usually, if you got a lot of green algae on the surface, you are probably not going to be doing a lot of catching. So not a single bite back in there, but we're back out on the main lake. We got a good amount of wind out here, like perfect. Like, it's not too much wind where you can't really fish, but it is definitely enough to make that crankbait bite really, really good. So we're gonna rip up this little grass line right here, probably throw that MR6 and maybe one of those Guggen Squad flat bangers as well. So stick around, stay tuned. I'm gonna try a few more crankbaits out and try to get a few more fish in the box for y'all. Also, I realized I just said that we're gonna get a few fish in the box, but we are not keeping fish in the live well right now. We're not fishing a tournament, but we're gonna try to get a few more fish in the boat for you guys though, and then we're gonna safely release them right back into the lake. There we go, literally like second cast out here. Like I said, that wind is gonna make this crankbait bite really good. Come here, baby. Not a giant, another like 12-incher. Gonna get her back in the water, but whenever you got a little bit of wind in the fall time and those fish are chasing bait fish, tie yourself on a crankbait and you're gonna light them up. We just got out here, and I think that this bank right here, since we do have the wind pushing up on here, should be very, very good. Oh, there we go. She freaking crushed it, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that's a good one right there. Gosh, they're absolutely railing that crankbait. She's barely got it hooked. It's another solid keeper though. Get in this boat, mama. Yes, sir. That MR6 catches them, guys. I'm not even playing. Not sponsored by Bill Lewis or anything like that, but this crankbait flat out gets them. Another solid fish. Gonna go back in the water. We might try to switch it up just for fun, even though this crankbait's obviously lighting them up. Sometimes in the fall, I like switching it up, seeing if there's anything better. So I think we're gonna try out that Guggen Squad flat banger, see if we can get a few bites on that. Oh my God, oh yeah, I was about to say, dude, there was a huge ball of bait right there, and we started running that flat banger right through there, and this fish crushed it. That's another stocky one too. I was literally just about to say, oh my goodness, guys, there was probably like, you could maybe even see them on the camera, I don't know, 1,000 bait fish all in this big pod, and that's what we're trying to target up on these flats. And another solid fish right there, probably another keeper on that little Guggen Squad flat banger right there. Get her back in the water. I think we're gonna go back to that MR6 for a little bit though. It seems like that really was the deal. I threw that thing around, like I said, for close to 10 minutes and only got that one bite. So we're gonna go to this. Got her all caught up in the backpack, of course. There we go. Gonna go back to the MR6 though. Try throwing this around. There we go, there we go. Kind of got up into some shallower water right here. Another good one, man. We're not catching giants. I probably mentioned it in this video. This lake really is not known for big bass or anything, but this fish right there, that is an above average bass for this lake. Hold up, sorry buddy. And this is probably like the 5th or 6th biggest one that we caught, so it's not even one of the better ones, but probably about a 14-incher. And for this lake, that's really, really solid. These bigger fish, they're starting to move up shallow. They're chasing those bait fish, and that MR6 is absolutely destroying them. Little crankbait bite, cannot complain. Got a little bit shallower right up here near the bank, and just kind of like a little trough that fish was sitting in. Try to catch a few more for you guys, but like I said, right when we got into this wind, I knew that we were gonna start lighting them up. And as you guys have seen, we've got like probably 4 or 5 fish in the last like 20 minutes of fishing. Pretty solid bite going on right now. There we go. There we go, dude. The way that they are eating that crankbait, guys, it is freaking awesome. Probably gonna end the day on that fish right there. Come on, baby. Come on in this boat. Not a giant by any means. We actually just caught like a 14-incher right before this and forgot to have the camera on. So let me just get this fish unhooked really quick and we're gonna wrap this video up for y'all. I apologize for the wind noise, but last fish of the day, probably like a 12-incher. Gonna let her go really quick. Not one of the bigger ones that we caught today. We did get quite a few, like 14 to 15-inchers, but I was about to do the outro over there, but you guys probably could not hear a single word that I was saying. So I just came over to the calm side of the lake and we're gonna wrap it up. But today the key bait was that MR6, but really just any crankbait in general. As you guys saw, I think that we caught fish on like 4 or 5 different crankbaits. I don't even know exactly everything that I'm gonna put in this video, but the crankbait bite was on. The second that wind started blowing, I knew that we were about to light them up. Very, very key for fall time fishing. Really gets those bait fish pushed up onto that flat and those bass will start to ambush them. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to check out today's video sponsor, Karl's Bait and Tackle, it's gonna be linked down below. It's pretty much where I get every single piece of fishing tackle that I use, guys, and you could save up to 20 to 30% if you guys are a member of Karl's Club. So definitely something to look into. If you guys buy a lot of fishing tackle, it is the place to be. It's going to be linked down below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.